Hey guys, welcome to yet another web tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning about tables. So what are tables? So far what I've done is that I've defined my table tags, my open and my closed table tags, my table body tags, my table row, and my table head. So within my table tags here, I define a border of 3 pixels, right? So let's say within our first row, within our table head, we say marketing. Look what happens. On the screen, marketing shows up, and it has a border, and this is going to be the first element of our table. So one of the things I wanted to go over in today's tutorial was what does row span do, and what does call span do? And they have two different functions, and let me just show you what the row span would do. If I use row span, and if I said equals 3, I'll show you what that does. If I have a table dimension, the TD tag means table dimension. If I said table dimension Rahul as one of my names, then I'd open up a new table row, and I would say in my table dimension Larry, let's say, and let's say within another table row I said my table dimensions were Sam. What does this do? That's the question. What table row span here is doing is that it has expanded itself to fit 3 rows. Right? If I were to say table row span 2, it's expanding itself to only fit Rahul and Larry, and then it's starting a new row here. So that's what the row span function does. Enough of that. Let's figure out how to use the call span function. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna use a function called callGroup. I'm gonna use a tag called callGroup, and within the callGroup, I'm going to say column group. I can define all my calls. So I can define my columns. So column class equals red. And that'll be the class for my first column. Column class equals blue. That'll be the class for my second column. And column class equals green. That'll be the column class for my third column. There we go. And we're gonna use internal styling just for the just because it'll be easier for us to see everything that's going on within one file instead of me having to switch to my CSS. We'll just use the style tags. So if I say, wait, we're not gonna get into this yet. Let's actually figure out the dimensions. So my first column, I'll define a table row. It's good. So you want to define a table row almost every time that you're putting in any dimensions. So in my table row, I'm gonna put table header again, and I'm gonna say red team. And let's see what happens. Yep, I got my column. That's one of my columns. And so I'm gonna open up another table header, and I'm gonna say blue team, and that'll be my second table column. And then I'm going to open up another one, and then within this table header, I'm going to say green team. And there we go. We've opened up 3 columns. Now what do we do? So, what we're going to want to do is that within our style tags, we want to define each of the colors, the background colors for each of our teams. So, what I'm going to say is that I'm going to go .red, and I'm going to define background color within my CSS, my internal CSS, as being red. I'm going to close that. Then I'm going to use .blue, which is my second column class, and I'm going to define the background color as being blue. And then we're going to go to the last one. And then we're going to write .green, and we're going to say background color green. So we have 3 columns, 3 colors. They're all the appropriate color that they're matching. Now we're going to open up another table row. Now we're going to put in some names. And we're going to put in some table dimensions now. I'm going to say Larry will be on the red team. John. I want John to be on the blue team. And on the green team, I'm going to want Susan on the green team. So there we go. Then let's open up one more just to clarify. This is going to be another table row. And notice how the table dimensions go from left to right. Yeah. So within our table dimension, we're going to say Sam. And then we're going to say Jeremy is going to be on the blue. And on the green team, we're going to have Carl. So there we go. Those are our 3 columns. Now, I don't really like this layout, so I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit more. I'm gonna teach you more styles that you can apply to your table. I'm gonna say border collapse. I'm just gonna say my border collapse value is collapse. Oh wait, I should open up a table tag for this. So I'm gonna select my table. I'm gonna select my entire table. Now I'm gonna say border collapse. Border collapse is collapse. There we go. So now notice how without the collapse we have spacing within our cells, but with the border collapse property, boom, everything's together. So I like this idea, but I want to have a little spacing in between each column. I'd like to have a little spacing. So how would I do that? I'd have to say border right. Then I'm going to say 3 pixels of solid white. And there we go. There's a spacing of white there. Right? Let me just check if No, I didn't. So, I should probably say border none. Yeah, okay. There. No border. What else should we do? Now we should just copy and paste this to actually every cell. To every value here. For the dot blue, we should do the same. And I guess it doesn't matter if we do it to the green or not. But there we go. We have a little spacing in between them. Today we learned about the row span and what the row span does. And we also learned about what the col span does. We learned about how to define our columns with classes using the col group tags. We learned about how to create our body. And not only that, but how to get a lot of our styling done. And how to get our backgrounds in order. And how to get our borders in order as well. So I hope you took something for today's lesson. And thank you.